All right. You are now tuned into your favorite show that you ain't even know about yet. YKTV Wit V. You know the vibes with your host. I am Vada, and we are live right now on What's Hood Radio, all indie music all the time. And we got our second interview lined up. We got our guy right here, John Falconi, Mr. Fiddy himself, coming to you straight from PAVA. You know what's going on. Fiddy, say what's up. Say hello to the people.
How everybody doing out there today, all right?
Yeah, they're great. So Fiddy, this is just gonna give us a chance to talk about you and you being. We hear that you are the next Gary V. What's going on? What's going on with you? How's that going? Talk to us about 50
everything's
Flights of Fiddy.
Yeah, so 50 Flights of Fiddy is a challenge that I made to myself. A little bit of background on it is I went through a pretty traumatic breakup back in May, right in the middle of quarantine, right? And a lot of people were affected by quarantine in different ways.
Yeah.
So this was something that I set up for myself in July to overcome being, locked in the house, going through a breakup, and trying to survive the world as is in 2020 now. So it's been a really good thing for me to be underway with.
Okay, so what did you challenge yourself with? So let us know a little bit more.
Yeah, so I set up 7 challenges for myself. Everything from a monetary challenge to save so much money every month for myself, put it in my savings account, to an emotional challenge, mental challenge, food challenge, also a workout challenge, and a work itself challenge. So every challenge that I set up, there was subcategories underneath them for me to achieve. So to achieve me winning or obtaining one of those challenges, I had to meet all the subcategories underneath it. So it's been something that's really good for me.
Yeah. No, keep going.
It's exciting.
Yeah. No, keep going. Tell us more. Keep going.
So, like, for the workout challenge, right, I wanted to reach a certain weight for myself. So, that is in there. And the workout challenge is to, work out 5 to 6, days a week between cardio and going back to the gym now since the gyms are open. So those are a couple things like with that. Like the food challenge was, for example, for me to eat out less and eat home more.
Wow.
It's a pretty cool thing when you can, sit here and make meals for yourself, throughout the week and eat and not have to worry about going to get takeout and stuff like that, which is pretty easy to do now, being in quarantine, going to get your takeout and coming home.
So easy.
So easy to do. So it's, a little bit harder to challenge yourself and cook at home and, and in the long run end up saving money because you're buying yourself healthy food and groceries. So, those are a couple of them. Like the emotional challenge was to let go of, certain things in the past, right? And forgive people from over time that have ever hurt you. And it's also, challenge myself to make new friends, right? Because it's hard to, meet people in life today outside of who you work with and different things, but especially during quarantine. So I challenge myself to go do that. Like the mental challenge aspect of it was me to read 5 books, right, by December 1st. Wow. So when I started this in July, it was read 5 books by December 1st. Well, I just finished my 5th book. So I'm already ahead of that. So so that's exciting. I'm about to finish up my 6th book probably today. So, and I have a couple more lined up that, I want to read. So they're kind of different all over the map type of books. So it wasn't just one, it was many different ones. And another one was to do a puzzle, and it was a 1,000-piece puzzle of trains. So, to really challenge yourself mentally to get into a puzzle is hard because people don't have patience for it. But if you can challenge yourself and
every time you put a corner together, you grab your phone. You got to really. It sounds like you really had to put your phone down a lot.
I had to put my phone down. I put the radio on my phone. One of different Pandora stations, and I just went after it. Doing the puzzle. So I ended up finishing that in a week. I finished it in 7 days. I finished 1,000 pieces. So. Working on it for 3-4 hours at a time. So it was very challenging, but it was very, stimulating as well. So, these challenges have been, very beneficial for me. And I would say from going with this, I would challenge other people who maybe are going through a rough time or still dealing with quarantine now, especially with the fall coming up, right? It's going to get cold. People are going to be kind of trapped in the house. Challenge yourself to be great. Challenge yourself to overcome different things. Challenge yourself to get outside of your comfort zone and do things maybe you normally wouldn't do. And I think when you do that, you're going to find that you can dig a lot deeper into yourself than what you previously thought. And I think you'll find that you're a lot stronger than what you previously found. And I think also if you have your eyes on a certain date of accomplishing all this by then, you'll really set your priorities straight.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool thing, and I would want to challenge other people to go on their own, journey and their own
challenge us right
discovery of
now.
themselves.
Challenge us right now, Fiddy. If you could give the listeners of What's Hood Radio one good challenge from the 50 Flights of Fiddy, your favorite takeaway challenge so far, what would it be? What would you want everybody hearing your voice to really take from what you've grown to apply to their future?
What I would say is there's probably two different challenges you want to do for yourself. One is the monetary challenge, right? Everybody wants to have money. Everybody wants to be successful, right? But you can't be successful and you can't have money if you don't appropriate the money in the right way. So, if something's really not important to you, right, and you really don't need to buy it, then why get it? Put that money away in your savings for another day, whether that's $50, $100, $500, whatever it is that you can put away, do that. And I think when you can do that over a certain amount of time, you're going to find that you have a lot more money available than you ever thought you could live off of. So that would be the first one. And the second one, I would say, challenge yourself mentally, right? Challenge yourself mentally. Read 2 books a month, whatever they may be. Read 2 books a month, because I think you're going to find that watching Netflix and DVDs or whatever it may be.
Too. Yeah, no, keep going. Yeah, no, I need to do
that. Whatever it may be, just that gets boring and monotonous after a while. Challenge yourself, get into a book where it dives a lot deeper than what a 45-minute television show could be. Challenge yourself to read something that you may never have read before. Challenge yourself to read something that you may never experience, like with a different author. I can look at my bookshelf here and I can see all these different books I've read over time that have interest with me, from James Patterson novels to professional sports athletes to different ones about the Italian mafia. So just all these different types of books. Challenge yourself to read something new. You're going to find that it's definitely going to stimulate you more, and you're going to fall in love with reading. A lot of people hate reading, but if you can read 10 pages a day, right, in a book, you're going to definitely finish 2 books within no time in a month.
Right. For sure. Would you say, I definitely need to do that, because I challenge myself to binge watch series, and now kind of listening to you say like you're on your 6th book, I'm like, man, I really definitely need to do that mental challenge, reading 2 books a month. So you guys heard that on What's Hood Radio. Johnny Fiddy Falconi, 50 Flights of Fiddy challenges all of you to read 2 books a month. Before we get into where they can reach you about those books that they're reading, Johnny, would you say that you grew up a little challenged? Like, what would you say growing up for you was like? Because I understand that you were kind of like the only Italian boy in, I don't know what the reference would be, but what was it like for you growing up?
My background, I came from, a loving household, but a household that, was divorced ever since I was a little kid. And my, family, where we grew up, it was a very humbling experience going through a divorced household and growing up in a poor inner city community. So, it was something that put a lot of perspective in my eyes when I was younger. And, people that know me now, 25 years later, that I don't judge anybody. I understand what life is like growing up for different people, from the inner city to the country to rural settings to whatever it may be. With my job that I do now, and also growing up in my experiences, I'm the least most judgmental person, because I think when you come from humble beginnings, you're going to stay humble the rest of your life.
Absolutely. What do you do now, by the way?
So I work for a college. I work for Bethany College in West Virginia.
Hey.
I'm a senior assistant director of enrollment and a recruiting coordinator for the college. So I meet with prospective students who are interested in us academically, athletically, in the arts, socially, whatever they want to know about us, I meet with students about. In the past, we've gone on the road and met with students, and of course, you really can't do that during the COVID crisis, but now we've adapted to doing everything online. So I've been very blessed. I've been very lucky to be in my job now for 3 years. It's a great experience for me.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to meet a lot of different people out there and to bring joy to people's lives, knowing that they can definitely achieve the dream of going to college and graduating from college once they get in our doors.
Yeah, because you were a track star in college, weren't you, back in the day? I heard that. I heard that you were kind of
I would say that I was pretty decent in track. I did set a college track record for us by doing the most events in one meet.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. That was a long time ago for me now, but I also did play football in college as well, so I was one of the few people who were able to run 4 years of indoor and outdoor track and play 4 years of college football. So I did that at Bethany College, where I currently work. So I'm a very proud alumni of that.
Yeah, that definitely explains where 50 Flights of Fiddy, that discipline comes from. Like, it sounds very disciplined to even challenge yourself. And the fact that you're doing all 7 of these things at one time. I definitely don't recommend this for everybody. Pick a step or two. Would you say that? Would you say, depending on where some people are at, do 2 steps at a time or 3 steps at a time? Or would you say everyone should do all 7? Because you see,
I would say
you're like somebody else. Like, you're an alien, it sounds like.
I would say the 7 challenges are very hard. They're very regimented, that you have to do that. So I would not want to put that extreme on, somebody who's maybe not ready for it. But I did it to keep myself busy basically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's me, though. I'm not everybody else, and everybody's not me. So I would say if they can do 2 or 3 challenges, from the smallest things to maybe the things that they think maybe are unattainable at one time, but if you can fit it in the one challenge and do that, then people would be fine. So, but I'm definitely a very regimented person. My life is kept by the hour with my schedule. That's always been like that. So I'm just a little bit different than most people in that regard. But, I would say if people can set up 1 to 2 challenges for themselves over a couple months span, you'd be surprised at how much they can get done.
Definitely. All right. Well, Fiddy, unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. But after everybody has done 2 or 3 challenges, where can they hit you up at to show you their progress?
Yeah, so they can find me on my Instagram page. It's just Fiddy Falconi. They can find me right on there. If they ever need anything, they can also, get a hold of me on our school website if they're ever interested in anything, more that they want to, talk about. But definitely get on my Instagram page. Definitely find out, about me and let me know how you're doing and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think people will definitely listen to this and find that they have a lot more inner strength than what they can. And if they don't hit me up, that's okay too. But just know that somebody's always there with you, whether you think it or not. They're always there on your shoulder, gonna push you forward.
Spell your Instagram out for us, would you? Spell your Instagram and the school website.
F-I-D-D. Yeah, it's on Instagram, just F-I-D-D-Y, and then Falconi, F-A-L-C-O-N-I. They can look me up on there, and they can definitely add me as a friend, and we can chat a little bit more. So I definitely look forward, though, to hearing from most people. And if they don't get a hold of me, that's okay too. But I definitely look forward to hearing from them.
Yeah, no. And if you don't get a hold of him there, you can hit me up at I Am Vada, and I will route you right back to him, because you already know how to get to Fiddy. Fiddy, it was so good having you here. Thank you so much for coming on YKTV Wit V. We hope to have you again. Make sure you gonna come back and see us, right?
For sure.
Next time you're doing a puzzle, listen to What's Hood Radio, not Pandora. I just want to plug that in real quick. What's Hood Radio?
I will definitely do that. I got a new puzzle I got to do, so I will definitely do that for you.
Perfect. There's no swearing on our channel either, and it's all independent music, so you'll be supporting the people that definitely support you, Fiddy. All right, that's it for Johnny Falconi today, Mr. 50 Flights of Fiddy, the next Gary V. You tuned into YKTV Wit V, and you know the vibes. Get into this hit real quick.